Are you tired of being a doormat? Do you feel like people are constantly wiping their feet all over you? Well, it's time to stop being nice and start standing up for yourself. In fact, I'm here to tell you that being too nice is a recipe for disaster, both for your personal life and your sanity. So, sit back, relax, and get ready for a good time as I share with you 5 good reasons why you should stop being nice. People will think you're Canadian, sorry, Canada. But let's be real, the stereotype of Canadians being overly polite and nice is getting a bit old. If you want to stand out from the crowd and be recognized for your unique personality, it's time to ditch that and embrace your inner sass. Imagine you're at a party and you notice that someone has accidentally spilled their drink on your favorite shirt. Instead of getting upset, you smile and say, "Oh, no worries, it's all good, eh?" Suddenly, everyone at the party turns to you and exclaims, "You must be Canadian." You feel a bit embarrassed because you're actually from a completely different country. But you've always been so nice and polite that people have started to assume that you're Canadian. While this might seem like a harmless and even humorous scenario, it can be frustrating to be constantly labeled and stereotyped based on your behavior. By embracing your assertive side and standing up for yourself, you can break free from these stereotypes and show people that you're much more than just a nice person. So next time someone spills their drink on your shirt, feel free to speak your mind and assert your boundaries. You might just surprise people with your true personality. You'll miss out on opportunities. When you're always saying yes to others, you might end up missing out on your own opportunities for growth and success. Whether it's a chance to pursue a new career path or travel to a new country, being too nice can hold you back from reaching your full potential. By prioritizing your own goals and interests, you can create space for new opportunities and experiences to come your way. Have you ever been in a situation where you agreed to do something you didn't really want to do, just because you didn't want to upset someone? Maybe your friend invited you to a party, but you're not really feeling up for it. So you say yes anyway to avoid hurting their feelings. Now imagine that instead of a party, your friend invites you to a skydiving excursion. You're absolutely terrified of heights, but you don't want to disappoint your friend, so you reluctantly agree to go. As you're hurtling through the air at 10,000 feet, you can't help but wonder why you didn't just say no in the first place. While this example might seem extreme, it illustrates how being too nice can lead us to agree to things that we're not comfortable with, or that go against our own interests. By saying yes to everything, we can end up putting ourselves in situations that are stressful, dangerous, or just plain unpleasant. It's important to learn how to say no when we need to, even if it means disappointing someone else. After all, it's better to be honest and upfront than to suffer through a skydiving excursion when you're terrified of heights. One of the consequences of being too nice is that it can lead to you being taken advantage of in your professional life. For example, let's say that you're an entry-level employee at a company and you're always eager to please your boss and co-workers. You agree to take on extra projects, work overtime without getting paid for it, and generally put in more effort than anyone else on the team. While this might seem like a good strategy for getting ahead in your career, it can actually backfire in the long run. Your boss and co-workers might start to take advantage of your eagerness and start piling more and more work on you without giving you the recognition or compensation you deserve. You might also find that your hard work is expected rather than appreciated, which can be demotivating and frustrating. On the other hand, if you learn to set boundaries and communicate your needs and expectations clearly, you'll be more likely to be respected in your professional life. This might mean saying no to extra work when you're already swamped, or asking for a raise when you feel like you're being underpaid. By valuing your time and effort, you'll show others that you're a professional who deserves to be treated with respect and fairness. You'll never learn to say no. Saying no is a crucial skill in life, whether it's in your personal or professional relationships. When you're too nice, you might struggle to say no and end up overextending yourself to the point of burnout. Imagine that you're on a flight, and the flight attendant comes around with refreshments. You're really thirsty and you'd love a cup of water. But when the flight attendant asks if you want anything, you say no. Thank you, because you don't want to bother her. You sit there, feeling increasingly parched, As the flight continues, while this might seem like a minor example, it illustrates how being too nice can lead us to neglect our own needs and desires by constantly putting others first. You'll attract the wrong people when you're too nice. You might attract people who only want to take advantage of your kindness and generosity. These people might not have your best interests at heart and can drag you down emotionally and mentally. One consequence of being too nice is that we might end up attracting people who are drawn to our niceness, but don't necessarily have our best interests at heart. For example, imagine that you are on a first date with someone who seems really interested in you. They listen to you intently, ask you lots of questions, and seem to be totally charmed by your every word. But as the date goes on, you start to notice that they're not really sharing much about themselves, and they're not showing much empathy or interest in your own feelings or desires. In this scenario, your niceness might have attracted someone who is more interested in taking than giving, and who might not have your best interests at heart. In conclusion, being nice is a wonderful quality that can make the world a better place. However, it's important to strike a balance between being kind and being assertive. By always putting others' needs before our own, we can end up feeling drained, resentful, and taken for